Greetings fellow humans, it's Melinda the Good here. I just wanted to follow up with my previous video about my move. But wait, you might say, that video came out way earlier this year. I thought you said you were moving in the summer. Why are you making this update later in the year? Well yes, after a lot of stress and panic, the move did happen in the summer, but there are a couple of reasons why I'm making this update later. Firstly, I was so busy packing and unpacking and getting everything together before and after the move that I just really had no time. Secondly, I also wanted to give an update that was more than just, I moved! I wanted to let you all know how everything was going. And thirdly, you all know that I procrastinate, and that maybe played a small part. So let's rewind a bit. Looking for my new place. It was a nightmare. I handed out so many applications to places within my price range. I thought I had a good chance because I had a stable job in IT, but I got rejected from so many places. There were so few affordable places and so much competition. I honestly started feeling really depressed. I was questioning my own self-worth, wondering if I should quit YouTube and focus on my career because my grown adult ass couldn't even find a shitty place to live. Every day after work or on weekends, I would be bussing out to different places, taking a look, filling out an application on the spot, because that's a thing and who even needs time to think things over, then bussing to the next place. I kept being rejected and it was just really bad. One apartment complex that I visited early on really opened my eyes to how screwed up the housing situation is in my city. I arrived a bit early after work and found a group of people gathered around the lobby waiting for the rental agent to let us up. About a dozen or so people, some couples, some singles, all my age, all dressed nicely like they just came from work, and all here to see the same one-bedroom apartment on the ground floor. The agent comes down, gives us the spiel, and also mentions that we are the 5th or 6th group of the size that he's shown this place already. So let's just round down from a dozen to 10. That's like 50 or 60 people all competing for one place. That's insane! The apartment was really old, tiny, about 500 square feet, no parking, no pets. There was a rip in the wall that the agent said would be fixed soon. The bathroom was a cupboard. It was a nightmare. Then he handed out applications and said we could fill it out now for a better chance of getting the place, and everyone took one. No questions asked. All I could think was, oh boy, this is gonna be a long, bumpy ride. I did not get the place. And later, while looking at other nearby places, I recognized a few people that waited with me in that same crowd. Speaking of terrible places, another one that stood out to me was this basement underneath someone's home. It had a really nice competitive price for rent, but it was way out in the middle of nowhere. I finally find the place, and the first thing I see when I enter is the living room. Like 2 steps after the entrance and you're in the middle of the living room, which consisted of a single sofa. And directly behind the sofa was a shelf that passed as the kitchen table, and directly behind that was a sink and a stove for the kitchen. Somehow in the mess they managed to squeeze in a washer and a dryer and a small bedroom that can only fit a bed. My heart went out to whoever was living there at the time, because that kind of living situation was what I endured as a student when I was studying away from home for university. But that was not student study dorm prices. The gravy on top was that all the furniture squeezed into that tiny dark basement wasn't even going to be included because the place was unfurnished. I tossed my application onto the pile, and the homeowner was nice enough to text me that I was not accepted. Wonderful. I will admit that there probably was nicer places out there, but I really didn't want to spend 2/3 of my monthly paycheck on rent, and I just wanted to find a place that was a little bit lower. Some places that I've seen though were just outrageous with space and living conditions. Some homeowners that rent out their property just try to cram as many people legally possible into as little space as possible, so much that it looks like something out of the endgame of Fallout Shelter. I've had people ask for references, like a job interview. I've had people ask about my ethnicity, because apparently that's a okay normal thing that's happened multiple times. I've had people ask about my marriage status, because that will totally affect my ability to pay rent. It was just a terrible experience. I had to give out enough information that people could easily pull off identity theft, have someone judge everything in my current life, then decide that I wasn't good enough. And this was for the places that were real. I'm not even including the places that were straight up scams that wanted me to pay money up front and that they would mail me the keys because they were out of the country currently. It was then that I was feeling at my lowest. I was running out of time from when I originally planned my move. I've been rejected by every place I've been to. I was just so tired of the whole thing. For those of you who followed me on Twitter, you probably saw me rant about my failures. It was right after that I learned that I was rejected from that tiny basement that I felt like giving up. And someone tweeted this to me, and it really stuck by me. Message of hope. When I finally found my apartment, I was so happy I wasn't stuck with the comparably terrible places I tried to get before. And it did give me hope and really helped me put things into perspective about all the terrible places that I've seen, and I should actually be relieved that I wasn't stuck there. It was the keep going, don't give up motivational message that I needed, and I realized that I had to get up and keep trying or else I wasn't ever going to succeed. And that was what everyone else on YouTube and Twitter were telling me and were cheering me on. And those words were never more true. It was soon after that I found the place. Hey guys, it's Melinda here. When I finished recording this video, I realized, oh boy, it was way too long. So I'm gonna have to cut it into 2 parts. I'm sorry for ranting so much. I got a little bit carried away and I didn't realize just how much I wanted to share with you all. It was just such a crazy experience for me. But don't worry, I will put out part 2 tomorrow. Also, subscribe, ring the bell, yada yada yada, so you don't miss the next one. If you haven't seen the first video where I announced that I would be moving out, I would strongly suggest that you watch it. I'll link it down in the description below. But I also want to say how much has changed since that video. I watched it again, and honestly, I was in a really bad place when I made that video. I was really stressed and scared. So I'm really sorry about sounding so negative in that video, and I hope I didn't come across that way in this video as well. I promise you that there is a happy ending to all of this. I'm feeling so much more hopeful and so much more better now. Also, holy crap, I cannot believe just how much time has passed between these 2 videos. To me, it felt just like a blur of panic and rushed madness. And also, sorry for taking so long for the follow-up, but I assure you, it's worth it. I want to thank everyone who has supported me throughout all of this, because without you, I definitely would not have been able to do it. Thank you, thank you, thank you all so much. As I mentioned in the video, a lot of you guys like talking to me on Twitter. So if you haven't already followed me on Twitter, you should do so at Melinda_thegood. Just drop by and hope we can chat. If you don't use Twitter, I'm actually really curious to know what you do use. So let me know in the comments how you want to connect with me. Yeah, so just let me know. And lastly, if you are someone in a similar situation as I was, I urge you, don't give up. Keep going, keep trying, and you'll see that it will all work out in the end. It might seem hard, it might seem hopeless, but if I'm able to do it, then I believe that you are as well. I believe in you. So good luck everyone out there. It definitely wasn't easy and there's a lot of competition, but I wish you the best. I'll see you all in the next video.